Have you ever heard an emergency alert and felt that strange sense of relief when it finally ended? That piercing, loud tone, that cold, robotic voice, that promise that whatever the danger is, you are now informed and can be safe. But what if one alert wasn't warning people about a danger that was coming? What if it was announcing something that had already arrived? The story I'm about to tell you is not a creepypasta, it's not a YouTube myth or some forgotten Reddit horror post. This is based on a real broadcast anomaly, an event that allegedly aired across multiple US states. It was recorded by thousands of terrified viewers, and then, just as quickly, was quietly erased within minutes. Because this message, whatever it was, wasn't meant for the public. And once you understand what it said, you'll realize something deeply disturbing. Emergency alerts are not always sent to protect us. Sometimes they're sent because it's already too late. In the United States, the Emergency Alert System, or EAS, is designed for one single, critical purpose: to warn civilians. Natural disasters like hurricanes and tornadoes, nuclear threats, any major national emergency. Every single alert has to follow a strict set of rules. There's approved language, authorized codes, exact timing protocols, and federal oversight for everything. Which is precisely why what happened on September 14, 2018 should have been completely impossible. There was no test scheduled for that night. No emergency had been declared, yet at 2:43 in the morning, televisions, radios, and cell phones across parts of the Midwest all activated at the exact same moment. I'm not talking about one channel. I'm talking about all of them. The standard alert tone began to play, but it went on for much longer than usual. A full 30 seconds of that screeching sound filled the silence of the night. Then, a voice began to speak, but it wasn't the standard, synthetic EA's voice we all know. This one sounded strained, almost tired, exhausted. The message it delivered was simple and terrifying. This is not a test. Do not attempt to leave your home. Do not use Windows. Do not respond to voices. This message will repeat. That was it. No location was mentioned. No specific disaster was named. Just a chilling set of instructions. And then came the part that sent a shiver down the spine of everyone listening. If you are hearing this, you are not supposed to be awake. And just like that, the broadcast cut to black. Phones lost signal. The alert never repeated. Within minutes, social media absolutely exploded. People from different towns and even different states were all reporting the same bizarre event, but they were also reporting other things. Pets, they said, were reacting violently, scratching at doors and growling at empty corners. Neighbors were seen knocking on doors, then just walking away silently into the darkness. Power seemed to flicker, but only inside people's homes, while the streetlights outside remained steady. And anyone who tried to call 911 or other emergency numbers found the lines were dead. But one detail appeared over and over again in these frantic posts. A detail that's hard to dismiss. People claimed they heard something asterisk after asterisk the alert ended. Not from their TV, not from their phone. They heard it from inside their own homes. A whispering sound, and it was using their names. By morning, the official story came out. The FCC released a short, concise statement calling it a regional test malfunction. Case closed. Right, not for the broadcast engineers who worked with these systems every day. They knew something was wrong. They started talking anonymously at first, and pointed out several things that made the malfunction story impossible. First, the alert used non-existent authorization codes. These are like digital signatures, and the one used that night didn't match any known source. Second, it somehow bypassed all state-level approval systems, which are designed specifically to prevent this kind of rogue broadcast. Third, and perhaps most technically disturbing, the signal didn't come through normal channels. It injected its audio directly into live feeds, a feat that requires an incredible level of sophistication. And finally, it seemed to originate from no known transmission center. It was a ghost in the machine. One broadcast engineer later leaked something that was even worse. He claimed that the alert wasn't sent outward, like a typical warning. It was routed *inward*, as if it was responding to something it had detected inside residential zones. It wasn't broadcasting to the people. It was communicating with something among them. This is where the story gets even stranger. In the days that followed, several counties reported unexplained gaps in their official records from that night. 911 call logs were missing exactly 47 minutes of data, right around the time of the broadcast. Security cameras in hospitals and other public buildings were found to be looping old footage. Traffic cameras that should have shown cars on late-night routes showed completely empty roads, even during times people remembered being out. But the people who were awake, they remembered. They remembered sitting up in bed, just waiting. Some reported a bizarre form of sleepwalking, finding themselves standing in hallways or staring at closed doors without knowing why they were there. One voicemail was recovered later from a phone that had mysteriously recorded during the event. It contained nothing but the sound of soft, steady breathing, and then a quiet voice saying they listened. The final piece of this puzzle is perhaps the most concrete and the most terrifying. A local news station, in the rush to cover the story the next day, accidentally aired about 10 seconds of raw, unedited feed from one of their overnight cameras. The footage showed a quiet suburban street. Every single porch light was on. Every front door was closed. There was no movement at all, except for at one house. In a darkened window, a figure stood just behind the curtain. It wasn't clear, but it was tall and thin, and it was watching the camera. The clip was pulled from the air almost instantly. The station issued an apology for the technical error. That footage was never seen again. Emergency systems are designed to warn us of danger coming from the outside. But what if they're also designed for something else? To monitor our compliance? What if that alert wasn't a warning at all, but a test? Not a test of the system, a test of us. A way to see who would obey without question. Because the most disturbing part of this entire event wasn't the message itself, or the strange voice, or the missing time. It was the final line. A line that only some people swear they heard, right before their screens went black. It wasn't broadcast. It felt personal. A faint whisper that seemed to come from right beside them saying, "Thank you for staying inside." So tonight, when you're home, ask yourself this. If an emergency alert came on right now and told you to stay exactly where you are and promised you'd be safe if you just obeyed, would you do it, or would you try to run? Knowing that some warnings aren't meant to save you, they're meant to keep you right where you are, waiting in the dark. Thanks for watching. If stories like this get you thinking, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You never know what you might hear next. Stay safe out there.